Hey everybody, this is Kelly of Rojo Chief Clothing, and I'm here to talk to you about Henry Woodward. Now, in Detroit, there's a street called Woodward Avenue, which is the main street that runs down the downtown area of Detroit. Now, I'm thinking that that avenue was named after this man because he had played a very important role as an Indian agent, a person that was like a middleman that worked with Indians on behalf of the government. Okay, so let's read about him. It says, physician, Indian agent, Woodward was among the earliest English settlers of South Carolina. Little is known about his formative years, although he was apparently well educated. In the summer of 1666, the young Woodward was a part of the expedition of Robert Stanford, who came to Port Royal to explore the region for the lords of proprietors. When Sanford left, Woodward remained among the tribes there, studying the culture of his people and learning their language. A Spanish expedition learned of his presence, however, and captured Woodward, imprisoning him in St. Augustine. When the English privateer Robert Seller attacked that city in 1668, Woodward escaped and sailed with Sealy as a ship's surgeon. Around 1669, he married a woman known only as Margaret. Woodward returned to South Carolina by 1670, where the proprietors, particularly Lord Ashley, valued him as a highly useful agent, Indian trader, and diplomat. In 1670, he helped to negotiate support from surrounding Indians against a possible conflict with the Spanish. For his services, the proprietors rewarded him with a gift of what it looks like £100, I guess. He also undertook secret missions at the behest of Lord Ashley Cooper and Governor Sir John Gimmons to explore the frontier for precious metals and potential Indian trading partners. In the spring of 1674, the proprietors directed him to establish peaceful relations and regular trade with either the Coushattaws or the Westos, for which he would receive 1/5 of the profit. That autumn, Woodward traveled with a visiting group of Westos to their village on the savannah. The visit opened a lucrative trade in skins and slaves. An ensuring treaty with the Westos opened the way of expansion of English settlement beyond Charleston. From a military standpoint, the Westos were to provide support against attacks launched by the Spanish Florida. In 1680, a group of southeastern tribes, including the Westos, launched attacks into Spanish territory under English direction. As a direct result of the relationship, the Westos became the most heavily armed tribe in the Southeast, free to terrorize other Indians for the ever lucrative slave trade. Warfare among Indians continued, and by 1680 degenerated into the Westo War, which ultimately destroyed the nation. Woodward was fined by the government for providing the Westos with weapons, which they later used against proto-English tribes. He was subsequently censured by the proprietors. He traveled to England to defend his actions. However, he was pardoned. Returning to Carolina, he resumed his position as Indian agent. In 1681, Woodward married a wealthy member of the South Carolina elite, Mary Godfrey. The marriage produced 3 children. The following year, the Lords of Proprietors commissioned Woodward to explore the backcountry of Carolina and to find a passage through the bordering Appalachian Mountains. In the summer of 1685, Woodward made contact with the Lower Creeks, previously allied with the Spanish. He forged an alliance with this nation, much to his displeasure of the Spanish, who scoured the backcountry for Woodward. He returned to Charleston in 1686, gravely ill and accompanied by a large party of Creeks. Woodward died sometime before March 1690. So to me, it seemed like Woodward he was working with the British. The Spanish found out, and they were attacking the English, because you have to understand that the British and the English and the French and the Dutch, they were all invading this land, the Americas, and they was all vying for land and looking for land and natural resources by way of the doctrine of discovery. So that's what they were doing. So here it was that he had an alliance with Indians that was in South Carolina, and then he was captured by the Spanish, and then later on a Englishman he teamed up with him, and he got free. He left, and then he came back eventually, and then he went and created another ally with the Creek Indians, who was previously allies with the Spanish. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you know when I drop a new video. Thank you.